Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for August 21st. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 27 live feeds. It was day 44 in the house, and it did not live up to the day 44 moniker, unfortunately. But there's still plenty to talk about in terms of the campaign, the vote, and what's going to happen tonight. And with me to talk through it all is Frannie. How you doing, Frannie?
I'm doing fabulous. Am I disappointed that day 44 did not live up to the hype? A little. This was planned. I thought we'd get a little more sparks flying, but there's cherries to discuss. There's chittering cats. So there's some stuff that we can dig into a little bit.
Yes, Frannie here for her first live feed update. You proposed to be on the live feed update during a Blood on the Clock Tower game. I believe we were on opposite sides at the moment at the time.
We were. Proposed is a kind term, I think. I accosted you, Taran. I said, hey, let me into your live feed thing. And then I think I tried to vote you out or something. So I'm really surprised that I got here. I feel pretty grateful.
Listen, trying to vote me out is a good audition for the...
Yeah, worked well. Well, hey, and you know what I'll say? Really digging into the live feeds this week, I understand why you always beat me at Clock Tower. You have like this supreme ability to hold a lot of BS in your head at once and keep it all together. I'm like, I'm never going to beat this guy. If he can do this, of course.
Yeah, it's not a skill I wanted, but it's one that I guess I've gained over the years.
Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, as you know, Rachel Rylie, the HOH, nominated Mickey, Morgan, and Vince. Lauren then won the veto. We saw this in the episode last night. Used it on Vince, and Rachel put Rylie up in his place. Then the day before, on day 43, there was an alliance created called the Judges. This alliance consisted of Will, Ashley, Rachel, Vince, and Morgan. The idea was for this alliance to be the judges for who got evicted this week. Unfortunately for them, they did not have the votes to decide one way or the other. They also needed a couple more. The thing we ended on yesterday was that there was some work to be done. Number one, actually lock in Vince in any scenario. Number two, make sure that Ava's actually voting with you because she currently plans to keep Rylie in any scenario. And number three, make sure Mickey doesn't stray off the path because she's talking like she wants to evict Morgan over Rylie. And maybe number four, see if Vince can convince Keanu and or Lauren to come along. I can tell you now, none of those things happened.
I waited all day for all of them. Yeah, I'm feeling a little concerned. There were a lot of to-do items. We didn't quite knock through the list. There was a lot of talking in circles. I really hoped we'd get somewhere I was excited about, but I don't know if we did by the end of the day.
Yeah. So basically, we start the morning, and Vince is already hedging, I would say. He is not exposing the judges, but he's telling people like Rylie and later Catherine and Lauren, hey, just so you know, Rachel has a whole new spiel she's doing, which is that the showmance needs to go because they're a dangerous thing because of this, because they're going to be votes in the jury, because they're two people, so on and so forth. Trying to cover the fact that he is, agreed to work with them, accepted their pitch. I think the plan here would be, assuming Rylie stays, if Rachel or whoever ever tries to rat him out, he's like, yeah, I already told you about that pitch. Oh, yeah, they included some sort of dumb alliance name, but obviously I voted with you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's good security. I mean, this is 2 days old. I didn't really feel like Vince was that excited about the judges as it was happening. So I was not surprised to see this hedging unfold. And I think that he will be able to get away with it, to be totally honest. I mean, I don't think that I would be surprised if the rest of the judges were like really, really betting their lives on Vince staying with them. They've played with him. They know how he operates. So I think that this might work for him if they end up keeping Rylie.
Yes, especially if I think that the plan is to vote out Mickey. So basically, we heard from Vince the night before as well. He talked to Lauren and made it fairly clear to us that he does want to keep Morgan, which, again, in my opinion, makes just sense. Like, makes no sense to vote out somebody who considers you to be their number one ally in favor of a guy who barely likes you.
Yeah.
Bunch of like minions and is good at comps and showmance. So he does seem to be leaning in that direction. However, he needs to talk more with Lauren about it. In his ideal world, he votes out Mickey, where Rylie wins the blockbuster and it doesn't even expose him. But even if it does expose him, he'd rather vote out Mickey there and piss off the Rachel group than the reverse. And he ideally at that point is able to keep hold of Morgan, and that's going to be, I would imagine, a goal for him during the day. And we'll talk about their conversation later in the night revolving around it. But that's seemingly where Vince stands, wanting to vote to keep Morgan. But this is Vince we're talking about, so he's a little nervous.
I'm pooping my pants.
The more that I've listened to the live feeds, the more I've really appreciated your Vince impression. It's really strong. I was like, oh, is that Taran talking? He's ventriloquy. His mouth isn't moving. Yeah, that is kind of where he's standing. It's interesting though. I mean, this is much later and we'll get to it, but he's going back on his own ideas in his conversation with Ava. And that's the one that really went in circles and in circles and in circles and got me a little confused by the end of the day. But yeah, beginning of the day, his conversation with Lauren, that's sort of where he's standing, it seems.
Yes, he talks to Lauren again. Yes, basically says, I'm feeling like I may want to keep Morgan. He uses the same argument he used the night before as well, which is like, hey, if I vote out Morgan, then we're going to be seen as a pair. If I keep Morgan in the game, that's good for us because I'm more likely to be put on the block next to Morgan rather than you. Lauren's not really hearing it though. We've talked a little bit about this. Like it makes a bit less sense to want for Lauren to want to keep Morgan in the game. She uses a couple of different tactics against Vince, but obviously the most effective one is, well, but don't you think they'll be mad at you if you vote out Rylie? And he's like, oh, yeah, they would be mad at me.
Yeah, ice cold dagger to Vinny's heart. He's like, oh God, I can't have them mad at me, not that. Yeah, she really kind of like lists out everyone specifically that would be mad at him, and you get his resolve is breaking. Yeah, that was pretty effective. It's good on her. She really knows how to cut right to his anxieties there.
Yes. So that's where Vince seems to stand. In the meantime, they need to start working on Ava. Rachel and Will, we talked about how the two of them together would probably be able to pull Ava. It would just require actual pushing. And I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, Will clocked in on day 43. He made an alliance. He pushed Vince. Like he was doing all kinds of things. Now all he needs to do is push the person who considers him to be her number one ally into doing something that is good for both of them. Shouldn't be too hard.
No, easy.
So Rachel tries and is like, hey, I really feel like we need to take Rylie out of the game, and Ava is being Ava.
Yeah.
Well, frankly, I don't really have a problem with Rylie. I mean, frankly, in my opinion, Mickey kind of sucks. Like, yeah, okay. I get Mickey sucks, but like Rylie is a bigger problem. Like, I mean, yes, but frankly, during my HOH, was I manipulated? Maybe. I don't know.
No, Taran, it's not that. It's I was manipulated.
Manipulated? Was I manipulated? Maybe. I was pushed a little bit.
Yeah.
Did I make a mistake? I don't know.
Oh, she was killing me all day because even like throughout her conversation with Morgan, people are really trying to sit her down and like speak strategically. And every 2 minutes she goes, during my HOH, Ava Pearl was manipulated. And they're like, no, listen, please listen to me. Yeah, she's like really fixated on this. And I think that it's like a defense mechanism. She really does not like talking about getting out Rylie. And so she's focusing on what she feels like she's justified to talk about, which is that her HOH, was manipulated by Mickey. And Mickey has been going around and causing all these problems now and wants to put Ava up as a pawn. I think she feels like that's much easier to talk about. And so she's being really avoidant about the rest of the conversation that needs to happen.
Yes. And it's a very strange sort of way to talk to somebody who's trying to talk to you about something completely different. But I particularly dislike it because one of Ava's biggest problems in the game right now is that people don't really respect her as a player. And her HOH win and subsequent removal of one of the biggest threats in the game is one of her biggest selling points. And so her consistently downplaying it in this way that like, it wasn't even my move. I was manipulated into doing it. It's like, oh, like we want to do the opposite kind of. And she was during her HOH reign. She was like, listen, I put up a fair block. I think we should take out a big player. And now she's kind of undoing all of that work by saying it was all Mickey. It was all Mickey. And that's not great.
It's not great. And the other thing is, like, we're talking about Zach here. He's gone. It's like, you don't have to be like, oh, I was manipulated. Like, talking to somebody who's still in the game. I didn't want to put you up. That was really Mickey. Like, he's gone. You can sort of say whatever you want. Stand on business. You were standing on business before. And now she's like, I'm going to stand off business. I don't want to be on top of that. It's odd.
Yes. As you mentioned, Morgan tries to talk to her, says she wants to work with her, all kinds of things. And, maybe a little bit starts to break through to Ava. But when she talks to Will, she's like, Will, they're trying to get me to vote out Rylie. I don't know about that. And he's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Wake up, Will. This is the conversation we need to listen to. Don't just repeat back. This is an important one. Yeah.
I think Rylie would protect me. Yeah, Rylie would protect you.
Yes.
Well,
no. This is not what we talked about. This is not even what you want. Come on, wake up. Yeah. And it's funny because Will, like, I don't know if he doesn't feel comfortable pushing or like what his deal is, but like he is the person who could push Ava and she would not feel sketched out by it. He's the person who could really guide her the most, and he's kind of just like, yeah, hey, brother, right?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with these people. It's the same problem Vince had with Lauren during her Lauren is begging him, please just tell me what to do, Vince, and he's like, I don't know, maybe Adrian or maybe Ashley, maybe. And Will's doing even less than that. Will is like, nah, you're right. Yeah, you should definitely not vote out Rylie. It's like,
yeah. So quickly we abandon the plan. But then Will, in every conversation when he goes back to, Morgan, back to Rachel, is like, we got to get Ava. We got to talk to her. He's giving Morgan, tips on how best to approach Ava. And then when he goes to the front lines, he's like, I'll just roll over, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And Ava comes back to him multiple times throughout the day, and he's like, nah, do what's best for you. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, and was I manipulated? Maybe. I feel like Mickey has done a lot to me. And he's like, sounds like they've made your decision easy for you. She's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Frankly, Will, the only way I'd vote Rylie out is for you. Yeah. Maybe we should sleep on it.
He said, good talk. Let's continue this another time. Yeah, that was the moment. That was really, you had to jump on that one. And Will did not jump. Yeah.
Even if you want to say like, oh, well, he'll maybe today on day 45, he'll finally step in. But the problem is it's kind of too late. Ava's not the only vote you need, and her presence impacts Vince's decision, impacts Mickey's decision, impacts other people's decisions. And if she's not there, and if she's a key part of this, and you don't have her already, that's a problem. And that's assuming you even do plan to talk to her today, because frankly, I don't know that you are.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on my bingo card for today. Yeah, I mean, Will really needed to. I felt like I was waiting the whole day for the conversation with Ava and Vince. That's the one that I was like, then they had it so late. I was like, please, earlier, talk earlier. But Will really needed to lock in Ava before that, because without her being certain, Vince is never going to go the way that the judges want him to go. If he, sniffs that he doesn't have the votes, he's not going to go with this plan to evict Rylie. And everyone slept on Ava. I mean, they waited too long. She's too uncertain. And that felt like the important conversation to me. And they weren't able to come to the decision that we wanted them to. And yeah, I don't see that happening tomorrow. I think it's going to be too much of a scramble, and people, you like to think that people like to figure these things out a little earlier. Maybe there could be a big explosion, but I'm guessing not.
Yeah, and Ava's indecision gives Vince an excuse. Sorry, we didn't have the votes. We didn't have the votes. So in the meantime, Rachel is just like, why are they all so bad at Big Brother? What is happening?
Yeah. The voice of the people.
Yes. Vince does talk with Ava earlier in the day, and at this point, she's fully on board to keep Rylie. And so when he talks to her, it is just another thing that is like, oh, well, Ava's not even on board, so obviously we're just keeping Rylie under any circumstance at this point. And that's where things seemed to stand through most of the day until the halfway party.
The halfway party?
Yes. When the feeds went down.
Oh, I didn't know what that was for. I was like, man, not a lot of action here for
Man, what an interesting party, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, actually, Jared, that makes so much sense. I was like, and why are they all dressing up? What's that for? What's Okay, the halfway party. Okay. Everything changed after the halfway party. You filled in a big hole in my consciousness. I appreciate that.
Yes. So feeds went down for the halfway party. They got some pizza. And when the feeds came back, Rachel was talking with Ava up in the HOH room, making another big push for Ava to flip her vote. And this time seeming to make some progress. She even pulled out some cherries. And listen, the cherries are no M&Ms, but she started using the cherries as little pieces to explain to Ava, there's two sides of the house right now. If we don't take out Rylie, that's a problem. He's coming for me. He's coming for people like Will. It's very important. Morgan is a piece on our side right now. If we take out this cherry, it's going to weaken these cherries. But if we keep this cherry in, then these cherries are going to get stronger. And Ava is like, all right, listen, I'm not voting to keep Mickey because frankly, was Ava manipulated during her HOH? Yes.
Rachel's like, I know Ava was manipulated. You've told me.
But if it's Rylie versus Morgan, okay, I can see myself keeping Morgan.
Yeah, the cherries really help. I feel like a lot of people in this house, they get bamboozled when they're thinking about all the numbers, especially when, Ava is kind of in the middle, Vince is kind of in the middle. It's confusing to parse out. Rachel's like, look, practically grabs Ava's head. Like, look at these cherries, okay? And she's putting them in place. I loved when Rachel would try to, decide where to place Vince's cherry, and Ava would be like, well, Vinny is not going to vote out Rylie. We should put him over here. Rachel would be like, well, we don't know what Vinny's going to do. Let's put his cherry up here. He's very resistant to putting the cherry where Ava thought it should go. But yeah, it was incredibly effective. I feel like she was really able to lay things out, make them more clear, and get Ava to listen, we stopped with the manipulated for a minute and we got some actual understanding. It was very exciting. I loved it.
Yes, progress made. Ava is now open to the conversation. Of course, she wants to talk to Will about it. And she's like, yeah, Will, I talked to Rachel, and, maybe we vote to keep Morgan. Oh, really? We vote to keep Morgan? Okay. It's like,
there's a thought.
Yeah. How you feel about that? Like, I mean, that sounds, if that's what you want.
Oh, enact your will on the game, Will. Come on. You have agency and power. You got to use it. Oh.
At the same time, she's a little frustrated. She's like, listen, if Rachel wanted to take out Rylie so bad, she should have made better nominations. She should have put up that side. If she's worried about that side, she should have put up that side. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Will says, yeah, she should have put up that side.
Yeah. Will fell asleep half an hour before this conversation. He's on repeat mode. He missed the whole thing. I think that Will is sort of just waiting for the game to come to him. He's in a great position. He's just not pushing. And, in a way, it might help him because there are people who don't want to be pushed and don't like to be pushed. So those people have a good opinion of Will, but there also is going to come a point where if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. And I haven't really seen that from him at all. Yeah.
So obviously the main thing here for Ava, she says, I need to talk to Vince. I need to, if Vince isn't even on board, then what's even the point of this whole thing? So she resolves to talk to Vince. In the meantime, there is, of course, other stuff going on. Keanu's doing his thing. Kelly's doing her thing, talking to Morgan about targeting Rachel, all kinds of stuff. But it's all status quo from these people. Mickey, in the meantime, is continuing to campaign for Rylie.
You're on the block. Yeah. Mickey is at a level of delusion that is incomprehensible and just really fun to watch at this point. I don't think she's coming back down from that cloud. But it's fun.
She at one point she's talking to Morgan about how she obviously has the votes because she's got her people, her Wills and her Ashleys, who currently plan to vote her out. She thinks she has Rylie, who currently plans to vote her out. The wild thing is that all of these people that she thinks she has, that she's campaigning for Rylie, all of these people, or at least a good amount of them, like Rylie and Catherine, they are voting her out in a spot where it's better for their games not to. Morgan is actively targeting Rylie and Catherine. Mickey is in love with Rylie. And Rylie and Catherine are voting. We don't talk about this enough. They're voting Mickey out because they want to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They could decide to vote Morgan out. They have the votes, theoretically, but they actively want Mickey gone. Meanwhile, she's like, well, I think we might need to keep Rylie around. And he's like,
wake up. Yeah, I don't know how she hasn't realized that everyone is against her. How do you not feel that? She, with such confidence, she's saying this to Morgan. It's really confusing to me. I think she's going to get a really rude awakening tomorrow. And I'm a little excited for it.
Yeah, Will is like, are you campaigning to keep Rylie right now? She said, no, I'm just talking through options. I just think that Rylie in the game going after Rachel is good for us. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
She's like, and for all intents and purposes, it's like I'm not even on the block. I know I'm so good. Let's take me out of the equation.
It's like, okay, you're not campaigning against Morgan. You're not campaigning. You're campaigning for Rylie. Are you campaigning against yourself? Who are you campaigning against?
Yeah. Let's look at the options here. Get the cherries out. Mickey needs to see the cherries. Show them to her, please. Oh.
So the big conversation, of course, comes when Ava finally talks with Vince one last time, at least during the night. And Frannie, as you mentioned, lots of circling around in this conversation, which is pretty par for the course for
And
me.
they're holding hands. They're over the table. This is the most intense conversation we've ever had. And they say the same thing again and again and again. And this is like, I mean, I go to bed early, Taran. I'm like, finish the conversation. Can we decide on something? I'm like, I'm tired. I've brushed my teeth. I'm ready for bed. And Vince is like, okay, one more time. I'm like, no, no more times. Yeah, it really killed me.
I love this. I love having somebody like who's fresh to the experience.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. Well, it's funny because, like, yeah, I mean, I'm fresh to the experience. I'm fresh to the live feeds, and how it was sold to me was like, oh, it's like, you know, if there were cameras on Survivor, like you're seeing all the conversations, and I'm realizing, like, you know, I don't want there to be live cameras on Survivor. All of this around and around and around, I lived it, and I want the show to just spoon feed the answer to me, you know? Like,
well, listen, that's what I'm here for. I can spoon feed the answer.
And that's great. And that's why I'm here, for you to help me.
Yes, the true answer as well, not the one that the show decides to make.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's a totally different answer. My God.
Yes, unfortunately for Suri, she also found out the hard way that Big Brother circles around about 3 times as long as Survivor does.
Yeah, like, can we starve these people or something, please? They've got too much energy. Oh, God. Yeah, this conversation, I mean, I was glad that it happened, though, because I really was, like, waiting for it and waiting for it. It was funny to me because it felt like, you know, okay, they're talking through all the options. Like, okay, if Mickey wins the blockbuster, if Morgan wins the blockbuster, if Rylie wins the blockbuster. And they really spent a lot of time talking about the options of if Morgan wins or if Rylie wins. And I wanted to be like, I don't care. I only care about the option if Mickey wins. Talk about that one. Like, they kept skipping over it because it's the uncomfortable one. But like, I mean, I kind of want Mickey to win tomorrow because I want to see what happens. I want to see what they choose. I want the, like, chaos version, you know?
I don't think people are going to like what happens, Frannie.
No. Yeah. I know. A girl can hope.
So yes, they talk about it. And once they do get to, like, the meat of this, on the occasions that they do, it is like, you know, well, maybe I'd be willing to flip to keep Morgan, but not Mickey though. And Ava is like, you know, I was kind of feeling the same way, but I don't want to upset the other side. Vince's like, yeah, me neither. I'm pooping my pants.
Get him new pants, man. All day.
Get him the egg costume back.
Yeah.
They keep going back and forth about this. Ava also keeps saying, well, I know Rylie would protect me no matter what. Rylie would protect me no matter what. And genuinely, I have no idea where she got this from. I don't think Riley's ever said it to her.
It's just a feeling that she had. She heard him say that to other people and thought that probably applies to me.
The aura, right? That he gives off. You know,
yeah.
He'll protect Ava no matter what, just like he'll protect Catherine no matter what, just like he'll protect Lauren no matter what, just like he'll protect Mickey no matter what, just like he'll protect himself no matter what. I mean, all of those people.
He's so protective. You know, everyone is safe when you're on Riley's team. It's yeah, nobody's really again, we need the cherries. Nobody's counted the cherries and said, wait a second, can Rylie protect all those people at all costs? Like, Ava has to know that in the hierarchy of people that Rylie will protect at all costs, she's not up here. She's down low.
Yeah, I mean, they occasionally talk, but it's pretty rare. And Rylie literally just says the same lines to every person. And somehow Ava is one of the people that believes him. I mean, he literally said to Rachel, he gave her his whole heart. Like,
Did you?
Rachel isn't going around saying, well, Rylie gave me his whole heart no matter what. So
So we can't vote against him. Dang it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Rylie has a really interesting strategy of just open mouth and see what comes out and then see who buys it. And it's working for some people. So that's great for him. Yeah. Riley's funny too. This was much earlier in the day, but he's, I think, talking with Vinny. And he said this to multiple people. He's like, and Rachel put me up. For what reason? What? Because she thinks I'm a threat? For no reason. There's no reason. I'm like, you're playing a game, actually, where if somebody thinks you're a threat, that's like a very valid, that's like one of the few reasons that you would put someone up. He's not.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason.
Nothing. Yeah.
And listen, if he could silent treatment her effectively, he would be, and he did. She was like a little child.
Yeah. She was a little child. She was like a little puppy. She's very little in his opinion. Yeah.
So Vince is, well, if Rylie will protect you no matter what, I mean, that kind of makes your decision for you, no? And honestly, this again, though, for me, if I'm Vince, I'm like, that's concerning that Ava believes this. Yeah. Like, because it's not remotely true. Or if it is, that's still bad for, like, whether it's true or not, it's bad for me that she believes this. And do I feel like Rylie would protect me no matter what? I shouldn't.
Certainly not.
Would Morgan protect me no matter what? She has and will. I don't know. Pretty easy decision. I agree, Vince. Kind of makes your decision for you.
Yeah. It's kind of funny though, because so during that conversation, they're talking about the big ticket item, like if Mickey wins, Rylie versus Morgan. And I feel like Ava a couple of times really tries to say, like, I think I keep Morgan in that situation. And every time Vince is like, but what if we kept Rylie? Like he keeps.
Let's go over it one more time though.
One more time. He's just trying to like weaken her. And it's kind of working to the point where at the end of the night they go, and I have an idea. Let's not think about it. Let's decide tomorrow. And I said, no, don't do. What do you mean? But I agree with what you're saying, that it should ring alarm bells for Vinny that Ava's saying like Rylie will protect me no matter what, because either like, wait, no, he won't. Why does she think that? Or will he? Because he won't protect me. But in this conversation, it really feels to me like Vince just wants to keep Rylie, and his like ticket to ride is to get Ava to say it. And then he can hold his hands up and say, well, Ava was keeping Rylie.
Exactly.
And so he's pushing it. And so honestly, he doesn't give a crap if, Rylie is going to protect Ava no matter what, because he just needs to get her to, sign on the dotted line for this one vote. And then he can go off into the world and move from there. And he probably clocks like, Ava's not really going to be protected, but for this vote, that's what I need her to think and repeat again and again and again.
Well, it worked for him last time that he made a vote that was bad for his game when he didn't vote, when he voted out Adrian and then blamed Zach for it and got Zach evicted.
Yeah. He's a master of his craft.
He's really so good at getting his allies evicted. It's pretty wild. He's about to do it to Morgan too.
Yeah. God, this guy's great. Yeah, he's really incredible. Truly just insane. Like after Morgan kept him over Zach, we're like, now if Morgan stayed, people would see us as a pair. I don't know about that. I don't know. It's like, well, maybe you should just be a pair because she trusts you and she's saving you. Hello?
Oh. Listen, maybe the key for Vince to finally get out Rachel is to commit to an alliance with her, because then he could get her evicted. Then she would become an option for him to nominate, because nobody else would be mad at him because he's the one aligned with her.
That's the problem. They can't be on opposing sides like this. He'll never take a shot at her. Yeah. The call needs to come from inside the house, Vince. You got to get in that house. Yeah, judges. It's perfect for him. This is his
Mm.
in.
And as you said, Ava eventually says, "All right, okay. What about this for an idea? What if we don't make a decision?
God.
What if we wait for the blockbuster and then in those 2 minutes we just go with our gut?" And Vince is like, "Ooh, I like this. I like this.
Yes.
We wait for the blockbuster, and if Mickey wins the blockbuster, we find each other and we say what our gut is feeling, and then we deal with the consequences together."
Yeah, it's great. He's literally like, and we find each other, and you look at me, and I look at you, and we say how we feel. Oh,
We
strategic
very
mastermind.
publicly in those 2 minutes have a
Yeah.
conversation so that afterward I can be like, "Sorry, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It was
And
Ava's
so
fault.
that
Sorry, guys."
everyone will be able to tell that we're making the decision in that moment, and I bet that will make them like us too and feel really good about this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a great plan. Yeah, I mean this like this was my, I was like Ava, I'm like flossing my teeth as they're having this conversation. They say, "Let's just figure it out tomorrow." And I'm like, like flip the computer. I'm like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm going to bed." And that was where I ended my evening with that.
Mm. Yes. Well, Vince then talks to Morgan afterward, who continues to try to pitch the Judges Alliance. But you can see that Vince is already starting to push back on it now, and asking Morgan, like, why do you want to work with like Ashley and Rachel so much?" And she's like, "I mean, it makes sense for now, because she's on the block and the other side of the house is trying to take her out. Like, just little reasons."
Yeah.
But you can see that, like, he's bringing this up as a concern. He's already like sort of seeding this idea that like we can't really trust these people, and maybe there's a part of him that feels like he might lose Morgan, but that's he can't possibly think that because he won't. She literally cried over him going up on the block a couple of weeks ago. She just voted out Zach over him, the week before. Like, this is not the kind of player you want to get rid of, Vince, but do you.
Yeah. It's the Vince strategy. It's different than anything we've experienced before. It's, got to make room for innovators in this game.
He also talks to Lauren again, and does bring up again, like, I'm really feeling like, what if we kept Morgan? Like, I really feel like that's a potential move that we could make here. And she says again, like, "Oh, but wouldn't people be mad?" And he's like, "Well, I think people are going to be mad at me either way. I think that Rachel and them will be mad at me if I kind of put myself into a bit of a pickle." And she's like, "Oh, wow. No, that does suck." Now Vince is using the "people be mad at me" against her. And she's like, "Oh, no, I don't want people." "Well, maybe you should just do what's best for your game then, Vince." And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't want to lose the trust of the other people." And she's like, "Well, I think that the other people are more valuable than those people." And those, like, Keanu and Kelly and Rylie, like, they're gonna win competitions. Like, I don't know. And he's like, "Yeah, and I do feel like I'd be at the bottom of the group with Rachel." And she's like, "You wouldn't be at the bottom of the group with Rylie. That's Kelly and Keanu are at the bottom of that group." And he's like, "Yeah, because definitely Keanu and Kelly are bigger targets than you." And so he's like, "Yeah, that does make sense." And again, by the end of this conversation, despite Lauren again barely pushing back at this point, very much like, "Listen, if you want to do it, you can." He still seems fairly set, like, "Oh, you're right. I should probably get rid of Morgan."
Oh my God. I love the transition from, people will be mad at you, and we're using that as a tactic, to, "Oh no, people will be mad at you. We can't have that." It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I read all this as, Vince knows he's not going to flip Lauren. I think that there's absolutely no chance of that. But I think that he just wants to bring it up enough to her that if he decides to flip, there's, he has set that foundation. It won't come out of nowhere, and hopefully Lauren will forgive him. That's all this feels
And
like
she
to
will.
me.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. She absolutely will. It wouldn't be hard. And it would put him in a pretty decent spot moving forward as well. I would think. So the judges do have like a little meeting. They talk through the vote. It's not super important because right afterward, Vince tells Morgan he's not into it.
No. Oh no. Yeah.
The important bit comes when Vince talks to Morgan afterward and basically lets her know, like, I know we were just like talking, but I'm really feeling like we got to take out Mickey over Rylie. This is necessary work that he needs to do to make sure that Morgan isn't blindsided by his ideal scenario, which is voting out Mickey. In the event that Morgan wins the blockbuster and it's Mickey versus Rylie, he has no intention of voting out Rylie over Mickey. So he needs to make sure that at the very least, Morgan is okay with that, even if the rest of the judges are not. And she initially is like, well, why? What do you mean? It's like, I know it will break the trust with Rachel and Ashley and Will, but it's what I think I need to do. I think that it just makes more sense for me to have Rylie in the game than Mickey. And I can keep you safe with like Kelly and Keanu and Catherine in them. So it won't be bad for you. And Morgan's like, I don't know about that.
Sounds like it might be bad for me, actually.
It sounds kind of bad. He's like, no. Rylie likes us and would totally keep us around. And Mickey has given me so many reasons to not trust her. I mean, Mickey, come on. Was Ava manipulated on her HOH? Yes, I think she was.
I heard she was manipulated. He should try on Morgan the tactic of, what I heard from Rylie. Rylie will protect you at all costs, Morgan. Maybe she'll be like, oh my God, okay, we're keeping Rylie.
Yeah, I heard Rylie would protect you no matter what, I heard that.
Yeah.
Keanu told me that.
Someone said it. Yeah, Keanu said it. Yeah, straight from the horse's mouth.
Morgan continues to try to push back a bit, but it's clearly not working. She eventually resorts to her secret weapon, Morgan's funeral.
Oh.
Vince, can I tell you something? What? Zach could have taken himself off the block. How? His thing? It's like his 10K? Yeah, he could have given that up and then come off the block. What? Yeah. If he had given his 10K to Ava, then he could have taken himself off but he wanted to protect us and me. What? Yeah. And I also told Lauren, she thinks she's the only one I've told, but I also told Mickey. But yeah, that's why it was so sad. And he's like, wow. So yeah, I mean, Mickey, I think still needs to go though.
He said, that's interesting. Oh, yeah.
I just don't get why she thinks this matters to anybody in any sort of relevancy to what they're talking about. Like the veto could be used, the vote. Like, what does this mean?
Yeah, it really killed me when she did it with Lauren, and she was like, Zach would have wanted us to work together. Like, okay, he's not dead. Let's,
Zach would have wanted us to vote out Rylie.
Yeah, it was his dying wish.
He didn't use the veto so that we could take out Rylie.
It was all part of a bigger plan, Vinny. You have to listen to me. Yeah. Oh, she tried. She tried something.
Yes. So Vinny's like, I just feel like I have to vote out Mickey. Man, the only way I don't get in trouble for it, though, is if Rylie wins Blockbuster. I really hope Rylie wins Blockbuster. And she's like, yeah, I guess so. Morgan on the block.
And you don't hope that I'm going to win?
It's like, I just really hope you won't be mad at me, Morgan. I just really hope you won't be mad at me. She's like, I'm not, I won't be mad at you. I won't be mad at you. I mean, listen, Vince, you're my number one. If you go that way, I'll have to as well. I will also vote out Mickey over Rylie. I will go with you on this journey. This is the person that Vince plans to vote out over Rylie.
Yeah. Wait a second. Oh no. Yeah, she's gonna go on a journey. If this continues.
A journey to Julie,
Yeah.
potentially. So that's really where we end up for Vince, for Ava, for Morgan. It is possible at this point that the Rylie versus Mickey vote will be even more lopsided. If Morgan flips over, Ava's not there, Vince isn't there. I assume that most people in the judges, Ava or Ashley will, they also at that point would know the votes probably aren't there. It might not even be worth trying.
Yeah.
Mickey versus Morgan, also a hugely lopsided vote right now for no particular reason other than everyone hates Mickey. Because again, the majority of voters actually benefit from keeping Mickey in the game, but you know, they do them. Morgan versus Rylie. If Mickey wins the blockbuster, the idea is that Vince will talk to Ava last minute and see if they maybe want to decide what they're going to do. Thing is, I don't think that even matters. Even if they did decide to keep Morgan, I don't think they have Mickey. And without Mickey, they still don't have the votes. So it seems very unlikely to me at this point that Morgan would survive a vote against Rylie. So heading into tonight, this seems to be where we are as of right now. Mickey will leave if she does not win the blockbuster. Morgan will leave if she does.
I have a proposal for an insane Hail Mary. Is there any chance that Keanu and Vince talk and Vince tells Keanu that Rylie was talking about putting him on the block? That's the only thing I can think of at this point. Because Keanu had that conversation with Ashley earlier in the day. That went pretty bad. But Ashley does say, like, talk to, you could try talking to Vinny. Like maybe that'll help. And that didn't really happen.
They're trying to set Vince up to explain to Keanu that Rylie doesn't like him very much. But I do not think there's any chance that Vince will actually go through with it, especially not before the blockbuster that Rylie might win. And so, yeah, I while I do think it would work or could work at the very least, I don't think that Vince is willing to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't benefit him if he's wanting to keep Rylie anyways. I don't know if I'm excited about this tomorrow.
Tonight.
Oh God, you're right. It's happening.
We've been living in the past, but we are now here in the present on day 45, where tonight there will be an eviction. But Frannie, is there anything else from yesterday that you wanted to talk about?
So this is, lightly from yesterday, there were moments, but just as a broad and incredibly cold take, Rylie and Catherine are so gross. I hate it so bad. And people have been like, well, you were in a showmance. Not like that.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is what mine felt like. No, it's disgusting. It's so heinous. Again, cold take, but the main reason that I want Rylie to leave is to free Catherine. I want her to play a game without him because I think she'll actually be relieved. And I don't think we're gonna get it, but I want it so bad.
Yeah, I mean the thing to fear, I think, especially if if you've had the misfortune of experiencing this before, is that like, given Big Brother's history, like the odds of Rylie winning the game, even winning something like America's Favorite Player, like those things historically are pretty high,
Mhm.
considering the way they've edited him so far, which is even more egregious, right? So, it would certainly be great if he left, but yeah, as of right now, it does not seem super likely.
Does not seem super likely. Yeah. The episode last night, it did piss me off the way that he was edited. It's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty heinous. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I liked when Ava said that she would Freaky Friday body swap with Lauren. I made a note of that. A lot of talk about Lauren's body lately. I don't know
Mm.
where that came from. She's young and fit, I suppose, but Ava
Get
really
get
hammered that point home.
freakier Friday situation going on.
I know. Well, I was like, did somebody tell Ava to talk about Freaky Friday? Is she doing promotional material? That tickled me. It was a long day
It was.
yesterday.
It was a long day. Yeah, and people have asked, by the way, like, what is the significance of day 44? It's just a day that has happened to have a bunch of
Mhm.
things happen on them. Famously, Big Brother 21 had the day 44. It was just referred to as day 44 because so much happened. There was a live feed, satellite leak. They know each other. All kinds of things went on day 44.
Okay.
And then during Big Brother 25, it just so happened day 44 was the day that the flip on Suri and Izzy happened.
Mhm.
It's just historically been an exciting day. Not so much this year.
Yeah. The season really doing a lot to squash the dreams of the day 44 enthusiasts.
Mhm.
They got to even it out a little bit. You can't have one day that's more exciting than all the other days, they said. So we're going to really tank this one. Yeah, important conversations were had. I feel like I have a sense of how things are going to go tomorrow. Just not tonight, today. Gosh, Taran, I'm living in the past. This is going to mess me up all day. Be like, God, I love Wednesdays.
Listen, I've been doing this for 10 years and like I still have trouble with saying yesterday when I mean the day before because I'm already talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Like every single time I have to be like, so then yesterday,
Yeah.
I mean the day before, the
People are like, what's up with this guy?
what are you gonna do?
What are you going to do? You know what, Taran? You know what else I'll say? This isn't about yesterday,
Mm.
but I pre ordered your book and I'm really
Oh,
excited about it.
that's so exciting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, go look at the QR code, people, and pre-order the book. I'm so
Yes.
pumped to read it. I don't know much. I mean, like, I'm newer to Big Brother, right? And I want to see behind the mirror. I'm like thrilled about it.
That's so fun. Yes. Right here behind the mirror. You can pre-order it as well over at taranarmstrong.com. Very much appreciated if you do. You can also, of course, find me over on YouTube and Twitch, hanging out, watching episodes. I think I'll probably be looking at the Survivor cast over there soon as well.
Hell yeah.
Survivor 49. So check out stuff happening over there. And of course, if you missed last night's veto recap, we had Taylor Hale and Mr. Rachel Rylie joining us. I thought it was a great podcast. Very fun to have Brendan, always fun to have Taylor, and some much needed cathartic sort of ranting.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. You just screamed
so,
at each other for an hour. That was the recap.
yeah.
Yelling into the void. Mhm.
So check out last night's podcast, of course. And speaking of the Survivor 49 cast, we have some coverage here on RHAP. The cast reveal podcast has dropped. And then the Big Brother Q&A happening tomorrow for patrons of Rob as a Podcast. We will be answering your questions. And of course, we have the live shows in New York and San Francisco. New York is now available to the public. If you want to buy tickets for New York, you no longer have to be a patron to get those tickets. So I would say go now before they all sell out. All right, Frannie, what are you up to? What do you got going on?
Well, I'm gearing up for the live shows. I'm going to the one in New York, and I'm here hosting folks who are coming to San Francisco. So I'm very, very excited about that. What else am I doing? God, I don't know. Watching the live feeds.
Live feed updates.
Live feed updates. Yeah. I've been experiencing this summer the truly how all-consuming it can be to engage in the Big Brother live feeds, and it's fun. But I haven't done many other activities, I feel.
Yeah,
it makes the "and what else is going on with you" question a little awkward. I've mostly been preparing for this, actually. But I'm sure I'll be on to really great things in 4 minutes when we're done. I'll let you know.
Blood on the Clock Tower, perhaps.
Lots of blood on the clock tower. Yes, that is so true. Been playing online and in person. Very fun, very different. I don't know, Taran, if you've ever played in person.
I haven't, no.
Okay.
It seems
if you
like
come
it would be
to
way
either of the
more
live
fun.
shows, it's fun. It's I think you would like it as well because you have to hold so much in your head because you're not really like taking notes. So it's a different challenge, but it's very, very cool. Yeah, highly recommend. That's all I'm doing.
Right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Of course, I'll be live tonight during the episode, and we will be back here on the podcast to recap it all for tonight's eviction. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I will see all of you next time.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.